MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning, Scotty Ray Candace, and everything seems to be working today. We're on time. We apologize for the inconvenience yesterday.
Yes.
Just kind of out of nowhere.
Because I'm absolutely no help when it comes to technical stuff. So.
Apparently I wasn't either. It took me 20 minutes to get it all back going.
Yeah.
Woo, have mercy. That's what it does. We hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
As we went down for the festivities that happened at the Lauderdale County Courthouse yesterday. Hope you enjoyed that. Mm-hmm. Today's Tuesday, the last day of the month.
I know. Gosh. The month just flew on by. I mean, we blinked our eyes and May was gone.
It did. As I look at a few of the pictures, this is, I showed this from this morning, but I want to show this again for those of you who weren't with us then as we go to look. They've done a fine job there. The 21-gun salute there, the Meridian Police Department, all out doing that yesterday as they sang the national anthem also. And you look at the crowd, it was a great turnout for this. Over 300 people made their way to downtown Meridian for this event. Mm-hmm. So I hope you enjoyed it and got out and got to see it. If not, you missed out. Now, I did have somebody come up to me and go, hey, I don't see the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department anywhere. They were there. They were in plain clothes. I talked to Billy. Mm-hmm. They were scattered throughout the crowd. They just were in normal Hawaiian shorts and shirts. Mm. They were there.
Undercover.
That's what they were. Let's see. It's bound to happen, and I guess we just go ahead and break this news to everybody that is not aware of it. But early this morning, as the dawn was coming in and rolling across Meridian, as the sun started peeking toward North Hill Street, what do we find? Oh, yes, it's Naked Man. He has returned. He's out of jail and doing quite well from what I understand by all the comments that I got early. 5:20, he started streaking down the road right next to Skate Odyssey. Made his way on down near Northcrest. Felt like he needed a little Jesus before he went on past the bowling alley and off into the distance he ran.
I guess he didn't get enough of, I don't know.
Jail time.
I guess.
He's free.
It must not have fazed him too much.
It was that Elvis Presley song, I Want to Be Free. Mm-hmm. There he was. So be on the lookout. This is his favorite time of morning in between 5 and 6 a.m. down North Hill Street.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be telling you again that he's had handcuffs on, and we'll keep you on top of that situation as we watch that.
I don't know what's going on with that situation, but,
The last time he was arrested,
an evaluation or something.
Well, I think he was evaluated, but a lot of people go, he was smart enough and had enough to know to go put his clothes back on as he was arrested last time in the middle of doing that. After he done his streak, he was getting his pants on when the cuffs come out of nowhere.
If you watch the show Naked Man, please put your clothes on. We don't want to see that.
No, we don't. Mm-hmm. The last naked guy that we got was a different one over at the Crossroads. He just wanted to go to jail that day, and he couldn't figure out a better way to do it without harming anybody other than get naked.
Yeah.
And that he did. Boy, am I glad I'm not a police officer in those situations. Goodness. They don't make gloves thick enough for situations like that, do they, Candace?
No, they do not. Or sunglasses that are dark enough that you can't see it.
Yeah, you got to keep your eye on the prize.
That's right.
Never know. I wanted to bring this up. We got behind yesterday. And I didn't get a chance to do that. As we talk about police and everything that go on, I wanted to show this. This is what the guys that behind the badge of the Mississippi Highway Patrol face every day. Now, the video that I've got was sent in to me, I think it was Friday when all of this went down. Mm-hmm. There was a struggle for a gun. The Meridian Mississippi Highway Patrol officer, and I don't know his badge number, pulled someone over. As he neared the car, he got the guy out of the car. A gun was pulled. He wrestled with the guy, and the guy jumped back in his car and escaped. Mm-hmm. The speeds got very high to where the highway patrol backed off to where others wouldn't get hurt. But this is the scene as they drove up to the red light. They could see off in the distance this going on, and they got their camera up just in time as this sort of went away. Let me pull this up so you can see what happened. He's zooming in. They're still struggling, and then the chase began.
And the guy's got his hazard lights on.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the driver would throw something out of the window. along in there, and I think they picked it up, possibly a gun, maybe some narcotics. But that's what our officers face every day.
Yeah.
If you see them working out in the gym, there's a reason, because they have people that want to overpower them. He's safe, thank goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness, yeah, because I was going to say that could have turned out to be tragic.
Where were you around 5 o'clock yesterday?
At my house, I think.
You're sure?
I think.
I'm trying to get you an alibi here.
I think I was. I might have been at my mom's.
I got
We
numerous.
stopped
She was with Mama, so Mama will back you up.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Numerous reports Highway 19 South yesterday afternoon. Blue lights were flying. It was the Mississippi Highway Patrol back in action. And I want to say that I was also told that the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department may have helped out on this. Had a suspect fleeing once again down 19 when
goodness.
Speeds got to that certain thing to where someone could get hurt. The Highway Patrol and all backed off. They've got his tag number. They will go visit him at a later time. He got away for the moment, but it was not worth risking someone's life over. If you were out in that area, that's what was going on.
Goodness.
But
It's getting too common.
well, most likely people that do that have something in that car that it's worth them risking to get away, because they'll take the felony fleeing from a scene rather than whatever they had in the car that they got to get rid of.
Or they might already have something against them.
Never know.
Maybe they're wanted. I don't know.
But that did occur yesterday. Oh, let's see what happened. Let's see. If you were in the neighborhood of 26th and 24th Avenue last night and you heard something go bang, you were not mistaken. It was a gun. There was some shots fired, no one hurt. Let's look at that on the map where you can see where that is. Here's Magnolia Cemetery. Here's Meridian High School. It's due south of the high school. Right along here after you go past Hope Village for Children. In that area, shots were reported. Now, again, no one hurt, no damage, but there was a report in that area. Always stay safe. That's what we want. Oh, wait a minute. More happened, Candace. Can you believe this?
No, I cannot.
We're going to Marion, Mississippi next on our wide range of coverage to track down what people do overnight. Shots reported on Confederate Drive last night. This would be in the 6800 block of Confederate Drive. No one hurt, no damage. I checked with Marion Police Department this morning. All is safe, but there was a report of shots being fired in that area also last night. And I have to give the overall view of the Memorial Day weekend. The crime wasn't as bad as it could have been. Now, we didn't get to talk yesterday. Somebody did get stabbed over the weekend in the Meridian area. It was a domestic dispute. They shouldn't have never got married, I guess, or dated, because they just got to where they couldn't stand one another, and one come at the other with a knife.
Gosh, never a good thing.
No, it's not.
Never.
Got cut pretty bad there. Had to go to the emergency room. We also did catch a bad guy that was speeding through Meridian. What's the fastest you ever been in a car? We'll pretend that you didn't break the law. We'll say you were a passenger.
80 something.
80 miles an hour? Yeah, she ain't been fast.
Well, 90 maybe. I don't know. Maybe 90. I don't know.
We need to take you to Talladega and let you live.
All I know is when you're on the passenger side, it just seems like you're going twice as fast anyway. So
does.
even if somebody's driving and going like 60, I'm like, slow down.
DUI Sunday night given through the Meridian area at 115 miles an hour. I may need to ask them down at Johnson Dodge how fast Kias will go. 115 miles an hour. Might have had a little bit to drink. That gets you a ride downtown also. I don't know how long you get to stay, but I think you get a free meal out of that after a while.
It must have been a weekend for DUIs because, Pelosi's husband, like we said yesterday, got one.
Yeah, as you look deeper into that, the nastier that gets there. He was in a wreck is how that, boom, wreck.
Yeah, he didn't, I don't think he was, he must have hit an object. It wasn't, or hit something else or something, but I don't think another vehicle was involved from what I understand. Thank goodness.
He's got troubles today. How would you like to make that phone call?
Yeah, that
Nancy?
would be bad.
Could you come get me? That'd be bad. That woman, I bet she could chew you from one end to the other.
Yeah.
Whoo, boy.
At times it kind of sounds like she's a little slurish when she's talking.
Okay. Denise, do you have a Skylark still? Those have really turned out to be the 72 Buick Skylarks to be a muscle car. Now, if you've got one of those, hang on to it. From 70 to 72, those were great cars. She might have been in a car that went above the speed limit.
Yeah, maybe so.
But always fun. I love muscle cars. Absolutely fun.
Now, if I was on a track, I would like to go, and I was driving. I don't want to be the passenger. I could go above the speed limit, like.
I made
way
the
above
mistake
speed
when I was
limit.
about 17 years old of getting in the back seat of somebody's Camaro, and me and Jimmy Thomas were sitting there looking at each other, and everything looked like a picket fence. And I swore, if I ever get out of this car, I will never in my life ride with you again. And I haven't. Me and Jimmy never got back with them again. That scared me.
Goodness.
But a little news this morning. We got more to cover. There's so much more coming up. Y'all stay with us. We're going to share some more news right around the corner. Scotty Ray and Candace.
Spring is here, and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
It's a scientific fact. When faced with the question of wanting more or less money, people will choose more money every time.
The large pile?
I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, why choose less? Call me, and I'll get the money you really deserve. Why pick less when you can get more?
He got me more.
Much more than I expected.
You can't argue with science. Call me. One call, that's all.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. The Meridian Police Department has a picture they'd like for us to show you. Well, let's go ahead and do that now before you get caught up in your coffee and look down. Here we go. This is a gentleman they'd like to have a conversation with. His name is San Antonio Anthony. He's wanted for questioning in an open investigation by the CID division. If you happen to know where he is, contact him at 485-1893. Again, take a look at that face there if you know him.
Yeah.
They'd like to talk with him. I don't know what about, but that's to be determined. They'll send us another email there once they do. We had an accident last night also.
Where at?
Minnebucket Road. If you've ever been down Minnebucket Road.
I saw that last night. I do not like Minnebucket Road. It is dangerous.
It is. This was almost at the end of Minnebucket, right there where it runs in to Lauderdale Tomb Suba Road there. A car overturned. Hopefully everybody's okay. I haven't heard how everything is at the end of it, but an accident there, possible injury. So
I
hope
heard it
everybody's
was
good.
possibly a Jeep
Oh.
that was in it, the accident.
So we hope they're all good.
Yes.
That's certainly.
Yes.
I mentioned this morning, if you're looking for a job, this is neat for Mississippi. Amazon has almost got the center complete there. 1,000 jobs in the state of Mississippi they're filling.
That's great.
Set to open in July. So if you've got one of those there resumes and you need a job, that might be a place to go to. As they,
Where's it going to be? Do we
there's,
know?
I want to say this is going to be over the company centers. They have one in Olive Branch.
In Bahalia?
Yeah, and this one I think is going to be over near the Madison area, if I'm not mistaken. It's 700,000 square feet in Madison. I'm right.
Gosh.
700,000 square feet. That's going to employ a lot of people.
Yeah.
But the Madison area, that's not too far from here.
They probably pay really good, too, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, getting them packages to you on time there. So, big plans today? What are you doing?
Working. Just working.
She sounds depressed over
Back
it.
to work.
It's a 4-day work week.
I know. I
I
just think about all the things that I need to still get done. We did get all of our yard stuff pretty much done. I need to help my mother with her yard, though.
I was going to suggest
not
that.
the cutting of it, like flower beds. So. But anyway, there's never a lack of anything to do extra outside of work. So
Probably not.
no.
It is. Sometimes, if you're keeping up with when your next time to be off was, don't forget they made another holiday last year. Juneteenth is coming up. It'll be a 3-day weekend on that, followed by July 4th. So those are our next two holidays. If you look of, when did I get that 3-day weekend? That's what's up and coming. So we'll remind you of that. As we start looking at things around the world, Canada, they've implemented a national freeze on handgun ownership to stop people from buying handguns in Canada. Y'all beware of that.
Yeah.
As I mentioned earlier this morning, Joe, what does he want to do? He wants to cancel 9mm pistols. That's what he's coming after. A 22 is just as dangerous. It'll shoot just as many times. There's no difference all that much, but someone has told him that that's the one to go after. So we'll watch and see what Joe does. This is not really going to help Joe's ratings at all.
Yeah.
Again, it's not the law-abiding citizens doing this. It's people that have stole guns and are criminals to begin with.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I would love to see how many of those come turn in their guns or whatever they
Absolutely
need to do.
not.
You know they're not going to do that.
But
I mean, they probably get them illegally anyway,
Until the United States stops being soft on people that actually do crimes, you're not going to curb crime.
Right.
The only way to stop something is a show of force of this is wrong, this is what happens to you. And you look to Florida, and let me tell you something, they're showing it. The little boy that's 10 years old that threatened to go shoot up a school, they put his mugshot everywhere. They arrested him, handcuffed him out, and the sheriff says, not going to put up with it.
Yeah.
Zero tolerance.
That's what he said. And he said he has urged the parents to speak with their children about things like this because that's our job. I mean, that is our job to make sure that our kids do the right thing. And do they always do the right thing? No, they don't. But it's still our job to inform them of what's going to happen to you if you don't do the right thing.
But he's taking a step in the right direction. I agree with that, Sheriff. Now, as we look, I read a headline this morning. It was misleading of the city cop, the city chief, in the Texas incident who didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He's also going to be on the school board. He was newly elected to the school board. And the way they read the headline was like that he'd been thrown off. He was just elected. They just postponed it because of the funerals.
Yeah.
Is what I'm being told there. And speaking of that, there's a lot of people behind the scenes. And somebody sent this in. This is neat. Of a gentleman, we had someone pay for all of the funerals.
Right.
Every one of them, $180,000 worth, I think is what it costs. But this gentleman here is going above and beyond to help with the caskets for the kids. And him and his team have put together making a lot of caskets to get there at no charge and taking them to Texas for the funerals.
It's so sad to me. I was thinking about that this morning about, can you imagine 19 funerals? And can you imagine the 17, I think there's 17 injured people, and a few of them are still in the hospital, but there were 17 injured along with the others that were lost. You know? It's just a devastating thing. I can't even imagine as a parent what they're going through. It's awful.
It's a rough one there.
And the community. I mean, the children who went to school with these kids and I remember
it's
losing
psychological.
right, and I remember when I was in school losing one person who you knew in school in a car accident, and how devastating that was. I can't even imagine what these kids are going through, knowing that there's 17, 18, 19 other people that
the town will be
in
definitely
their class.
It's changed forever.
Yeah.
It's not a quiet little sleepy town anymore. Mm-hmm. And why that guy chose that school, I don't know. Makes no sense. He had problems. And again, America's got to deal with criminals and take action so that others won't follow in their footsteps. It's the copycat thing. Y'all heard me say that before. But so many people want that 5 minutes of fame. And that's what they're after. Yes. As we go back, let's see here. Morning, Terry Shelton. Glad to see you there. Scott says he was, I had a 74 Torino also. Unknown speed in a 70 Torino.
Yeah.
Those would travel on down the road there.
I want to say good morning to Jeannie McKay. She's in Philadelphia, Mississippi, watching us. And Kathy Thomas is in Bailey this morning watching us.
Hey, girl. Hope everything's fine in her world.
Yeah.
Let's see some other things that are happening this morning across America. Don't forget, we've got the festival coming up in June for benefit coming up for Richard Ferguson and his family.
Right.
They need a little help there with medical expenses. There's going to be a concert at the Temple Theater. Ray and his gang are selling barbecue plates that day that you can come down and pick up. You can dine in, carry out. It's a great thing to help Richard and his family during their time of struggling. Also, there's a car show coming up at Meridian Honda that's going to be taking place in June also. So come down and help out with that. David Shelton also has cancer, raising some funds that way. We also got a fundraiser this weekend coming up, softball tournaments in Quitman. You can go down and help out with that.
Yeah.
So many ways to do that.
I think are they still looking for teams?
Yes,
to do
yes.
that? Yeah. If you have a softball team and you want to sign up to be in that tournament, it's a fundraiser, just inbox us, or you can go on our site. Don't we still have the information?
Yeah, we sure
about
do.
The fundraiser.
You can go
Tiffany
to
Whidden.
sammedia.network.
That's right.
And
You can enter that.
yeah, a few things there going on. Everything, again, we had a pretty good weekend. Everything was quiet for the most part. We had our regular shoplifters and things like that, but nothing too bad there.
That's right.
Oh, David Null watching this morning. Corbin Supply down there. Hope
Pat
y'all
Harris.
enjoying that.
Pat Harris in Lauderdale, Mississippi, watching, and Vicki Flake. Good morning from Collinsville.
Yeah. You know, as David brought that up, as you go down B Street, as you go down our main street toward downtown Meridian, I don't know if you've paid attention. I've got a video of this, and I thought I'd share this. I was down there, and I noticed we got all that construction going up to 22nd Avenue. As you look to your right, we've got a lot of construction going on there. We got a special guest coming in a second here. We're going to share that. But as we go up through there, let me see if I can find this video. I wanted to share.
Ellie's back here joining
Let's
us.
see here. Now, that is not. No. I've got to find. I think this is it here. Uh-oh. All right, let's show here. Now, as you look at that picture through there, they're doing a lot of construction there. And I'm going to have to come back and revisit it. I didn't realize I didn't have any audio on that to where we could pull that up. But that's a sewer system running across the road there. If you haven't traveled through there, and this travels around by T&D Furniture, comes back around, and it's been sitting there for 6 months. Yeah, I don't like that. And the video goes into further this. I'm going to do a news story on this to where this is just nonstop.
Yes.
Leaks. Going across the road. Not good there.
Sewer system.
Yeah,
leaks.
yeah.
That's
It's done
that
by
is never a
Robinson
good-
Electric, if you've ever been through there.
Never a good thing.
No. And here's our little guest here. This has been our latest edition. Well, what are you doing?
She's getting big quick. I mean, I don't think she's going to get big, but she's getting
She's grown up. This is little
getting
Ellie.
bigger. She loves to play. Yeah, Miss Ellie.
Ellie is fast becoming the Sharknado in our home to where she chews up everything. Parker, you want to say hello to everybody? This is Tyson Pompea's little girl, Miss Cole's daughter. She's a sweetheart, and she's taking care of Ellie for us today.
She's
She's
sweet.
soft, isn't she?
And she's fast, too. Ellie is fast. Scotty Ray says he chases her around the yard sometimes.
Yeah, I can't keep up with her there. But love me some puppy dogs. Well, thank you for bringing her up.
Yeah,
But nothing like a dog there.
I know.
But anyway, we're going to
So
talk more
sweet.
about that situation down there.
Yeah. Goodness. Yeah, she's very cute. We want to say condolences to the family of Jack Hall. He passed away yesterday morning. And very sad situation. He has 2 daughters
Yes.
that he's left behind. And he had also, they lost both parents within 1 year. We want to say heartfelt condolences. I can't even imagine what they're going through.
So hearts and our hearts go out to y'all. That tough situation there.
You know, Jack Hall was such a nice man.
Oh, he was.
And, you know, always friendly, always smiling. And I got to be in a play. The play I was telling you the other day, he was one of the characters in the play. Just fun to be around, and he's going to be very missed in our community. Also, he was a chiropractor here in town, and I know he had a large, you know, business over there.
absolutely.
People, patients and stuff, so they're going to miss him also. But just remember these girls in your prayers. I can't imagine. I just, you know, they need all of our prayers that they can get. They've got a heavy hearts. So.
Yeah, absolutely there. As we look at some national news, and this is a problem that is becoming more and more in the world. If a protester doesn't like something, they destroy it. Well, it happened Sunday afternoon. It isn't destroyed, but we cannot put up with this. And what the answer is, I don't know. But again, I think it goes back to showing that if you do this, something happens to you. Mona Lisa. Now, I admit, she ain't the prettiest woman I've ever bumped into. But her face is with us, whether you like her or not. But they had someone that went in to view the Mona Lisa, pretended to be in a wheelchair all covered up, gets up and throws egg pie on the painting of the actual Mona Lisa.
The real thing.
Oh, the real thing.
Oh, my
This is
goodness.
not an activist to make a point with what they're doing. We got to draw a line. We got to stop this nonsense that just on and on and on. What's next? It hadn't happened in America yet, but that's coming.
So I guess they ruined the painting? I don't know.
I don't
Goodness,
think it's
that would be-
ruined. They're scraping everything off, but it wasn't good for the picture for sure.
No.
This happened in Paris is where this went on. The folks that want to make all these statements, go help somebody that needs some help. Make your statement by doing kindness.
Yeah.
That's not in your book of language, I don't believe, though.
No. That's
Why
just
pick
like
on
all.
her?
That's just like all this craziness in our community and other communities around the nation and the world. I mean, just people, just senseless crime.
Did I say, wait a minute, I want to make sure I told the facts right. It's custard pie. Did I say egg pie instead of
You
custard?
did. You said egg pie.
Wrong row. It was a custard pie.
I would imagine that would be very hard to get off without ruining the painting.
Just priceless. And people, it's going to get to where everything has to be in a glass case and you can't touch it or get near it because of people like this. And we wonder why freedoms get taken away.
Goodness.
What is it?
Denise said Mona Lisa's smile went to a smirk afterward.
I keep thinking of David Allen Coe. Mona Lisa lost her smile.
Yeah. Lost her
Oh, the painting hands. There you go there. Let's see here. As we go to another news story happening this morning, this happened, let me go back here, in Kansas City. We don't know all of the details. The police were called to a carjacking. They showed up, and the people that were in the car did steal the car. The driver runs off. A lady gets out, and this is where we may not know all of the facts. She's pregnant. Cops ended up shooting her 5 times. Witnesses are saying one thing. We haven't heard from the cops or seen the body cam footage from that. She's alive.
Yeah.
She's going to make it, but she was shot. We don't know if she had a gun. Witnesses are saying they didn't see one. We'll find out more about this as this develops today. Bad
She was
situation.
running from the cops.
Yeah.
When it happened.
So we'll find out more about it. As always, there's usually more details that come in with this type stuff there. Let's see. We talked about the mugshot being released there, the little Florida guy there. Some news networks are still blurring it out, and maybe that's to do with a minor. We did dig deeper into that. But he is arrested for what he done.
I had heard that he had taken pictures of some guns and some money and all this, and he said something. He made a comment, "Be ready" or something. Yeah. Get
awful.
ready or
Awful as we look at all of that. Those are some of the headlines that are shaping America this morning. Let's talk about the farm supply. You'll find them where? Right next to the railroad tracks on 49th, the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, serving you since 1932. As we talk about fishing, and this is it. I give you Chet's fishing report each day, and if you need an extra lure to go out, they've got it for you there. See them, visit with them. They'll show you exactly the latest and what's everybody using that fish are biting from. Of course, you can get all your pine straw for your yards. You work on that, your sod if you're building a yard, trying to make it where it won't wash off. And just beautiful stuff here as you go to decorate your home with plants and different things around the yard, even down to getting you the pretty flowers. Look great.
Those are pretty. I love roses.
Also, those shirts that are cool to work in and out. If you need overalls, anything like that, they've got it, including this patio furniture. Really spruces things up for the backyard. They've got it. Long ball caps, overalls, a whole lot more there for you, including shoes and all types of work boots for the working man. That's what they do, is take care of that guy, because you are a working person. They've got it. Diet dog food. If yours on a special pet blend, need it, they've got that, including supplies, corn, and horse feed. All right there. What could you beat? You can't beat that at all. Guns, ammo, a whole lot more. It is the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Drop in and visit them today.
At the Promised Land Journey, Pastor Bill Freeman will be your tour guide through the world of the biblical times. Roughly 3,000 people take the tour of Lauderdale County's recreation of Moses' Tabernacle, a tour of Christ's crucifixion and burial tomb, as well as a bird's eye view of 1st century Jerusalem and the Holy Land. Schedule a free tour and consider donating to the Promised Land Journey located at Covenant Life Church, 624 Highway 19 North in Collinsville.
just as important for a family to have their yard mowed before a birthday party as it is for someone to get hay out of the field before rain comes. They're both that important to us.
Dealing with Parish is not just a product, it's the people that are there to help you. They're kind of like family, and it's just kind of like having another partner out here on my land.
State Games will be coming in this week to join us. Miss Carolyn and her gang will come in and tell us all about the activities that are coming to Meridian this weekend with the official kickoff of that. It's going to be a lot of people emerging on Meridian.
It is. It's always an exciting time, though. There's a lot going on, and it's really a good moneymaker, too, for our businesses around town.
Brings a lot of people to us, especially food and hotels. Probably if you hadn't gotten your hotel room, it's going to be hard to get this weekend.
Yeah. We have plenty of hotels, though, in Meridian.
They are. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's look around at a few things that happened on this date. Let's begin. This has got to be. It's very hard when you go to picking what is the greatest Western of all time. But my vote, and let's see if y'all agree with me, would have to go to Josie Wells. Mm-hmm. The Outlaw Josie Wells, to me, is probably the greatest Western that was ever made. Anybody agree, disagree? And why did I say that this morning? Clint Eastwood, also known as Dirty Harry, and a few other great characters that you like, was born on this date back in 1930. He's still getting around producing movies.
Gosh, so how old would he be? Goodness.
Well, you'd go 30 to 2000. That would be what?
He's
60?
Close to 90, if it's not already. Yeah.
And you add another 20 to that.
Goodness.
Clint, yeah, 70 plus 22, 92.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Goodness, I cannot believe that.
Clint Eastwood. Joyce agrees with me that was. Now, I have to admit, now, the old girl that's in that blonde-headed girl, if you're not paying attention, you turn on TV, that she'll sneak up on you and give you that little.
That he dated.
Yeah, it gives you the jitters.
Wasn't she also in?
Sandra Locke.
She was in some other movies too.
Dirty Harry's.
Yeah.
Where she was the woman that had been raped, and she took off after him with a pistol. He had to solve the crime. Mm-hmm. Maybe that was Sudden Impact or something like that. It was one of those. But he dated her for a long time, and then just one day.
I don't think she's that ugly, Scotty Ray. What are you talking about? I don't think she's ugly at all. I think she's just. I don't.
It was Clint Eastwood. She just. I don't know. It didn't.
Yeah.
She was authentic. Let me. I don't want to call anybody. Yeah. She was authentic, rustic, very Western looking. Like.
Oh goodness.
Makeup never snuck up on her or anything. She'd been in that Western town.
I hope nobody takes my makeup away, because I'll scare you too.
1930. Sudden Impact was the movie, and that was right, Bill. Thanks, Bill. Lonesome Dove. Now that is a great movie. If you get into that, and of course you got to go ahead and bring up some John Wayne's, as Gail brought up, and you also have to go back and bring up Silverado, Kevin Costner, and that little gang. That was a good show. Honorable mentions. 1938, The Only Hell My Mama Ever Raised was born. And for those of you who don't know what I meant by that, well, maybe you need to slide off your satin sheets or take this job and shove it. It was Johnny Paycheck's birthday. Of course, that's not his real name, and I didn't write it down. I know him as Johnny.
Yeah.
He picked up that stage name, but boy, what a great guy he was. Unless you made him mad, and he pulled a gun on you, and he had to go to prison for that, for shooting you.
Had a big old cowboy hat.
Not sure if he. His were really big.
Yes. Yeah,
I'm not sure if him and Evel Knievel shared a motel room there at the state penitentiary or not. Don't play A29. He had a bunch of great songs, but Johnny stood by his rough and rowdy ways. Don't argue with him at the bar. He's passed away. George Jones paid for his funeral there in the end. The money, who knows where it went. And of course, the old violin, and then of course the song that he talked about Jesus. And if you'll remember that, Johnny had a unique way of putting it. And I'm trying to think, Outlaw's Prayer is what it was, where he played a show, and I think it was Houston. And he goes to go to the church the next morning. He's sitting out there, and everybody's staring at him. And as they all go by, and he's going, "Man, I saw you in the front row of my show last night. You were drunk." He goes up to the church door, and they don't want him to come in because he's got all that long hair, and he looks kind of rough.
Yeah.
You know, he sits out there in front of the church, and he goes, he said, "God, didn't you have a little long hair too?" And he goes through this and describes just how people will turn on you because of your looks. So I should be ashamed saying that the old girl was kind of rough looking there.
You should.
But it was a great song, and it really told the story of how the church didn't recognize him because he had long hair, didn't want him in their church because he didn't look like them.
I think people are a lot. They're like that a lot. I've seen. You know, most people aren't, but you know, there are a lot of people who in
judge you.
churches, yeah, will judge.
Well,
you're not supposed to judge.
You've seen that pastor that pulled that and they filmed it.
Yeah, he was the pastor of a church, and he actually dressed like a homeless man.
Yeah.
And sat outside the church. I think wasn't it outside the church?
Mm-hmm. In front of it.
And then he came in the church, I think, and sat down, and people were staring, and then he walks up, I think, and I don't know, I can't remember if he removed his disguise and
told him who he was.
Yeah, but I mean, people shunned him. You know, there were people who shunned him. Not everybody's like that.
No.
I mean, no, not everybody's like that. But it just goes to show that you need to love and welcome anybody into a church. I mean, you know, be welcoming. I mean, you know.
Now, Jean Byler, I have to say, thumbs up. She mentioned one of the greatest movies I've ever watched. It wasn't a Western, but Secondhand Lions. If you want to see something that's good for the entire family, y'all sit down and watch that. I give it the y'all approval. Great show there. I hadn't heard of this girl in years. I remember when it first come out. Who remembers the Blue Lagoon? I'm sure she's been in other movies, but I never saw any of them.
Yeah.
Brooke Shields has a birthday today. Born back in '65. Have you seen her in other movies?
Yeah. Well, there was one Baby. Do you remember that?
Missed that one.
Yeah,
Must
that
have
was
been a chick flick.
Well, no, it was. I thought seeing that movie when I was younger, I mean, was kind of a shock to me. But I would never have let my daughter at that age be in something like that. But you know, that's
Talking about Blue Lagoon?
No, the Baby. Well, maybe that too. But Baby, she was even younger. I want to say in the
Never
Baby.
Heard of that one there.
Or maybe around the same age. I don't know. But yeah.
Boy, 1965. What was the #1 song? Well, it was a truck driving song. And I can see how this could happen. It made a great song. You're driving down the road every day and you look at the girl on the billboard and, well, she's smoking hot. You can't help but stare at her. And it became the #1 song in America on this day. Dale Reeves had it. The girl on the billboard wearing nothing but a towel and a smile. It was good.
Yeah.
I've seen him perform that once or twice live before he passed away, and that was a good song. Back in the day, also a guy celebrating a birthday, and I'm sure he's been in more movies since this, but The Telephone Show was the last one I saw.
Yeah, that was weird. That movie. I watched it, but
What was the name of it?
was it
Phone
booth?
Phone booth, that's it.
Okay, yeah, and he kept having to go to the phone booth, or
Well, the guy tells him if you hang up the phone, somebody dies.
Yeah.
And he starts naming all this stuff that he tells him that he's done wrong in life. Oh, boy.
Yeah, it was weird.
That was.
It's odd.
But there are a bunch of fruity cakes in this world.
You know, there's some movies that would just wear you out watching them.
They wear you out?
That was one of them. I was worn out by the end of that movie. I was just like, Lord. Anyway.
There's a few of them that will wear you out. 1978, they became a great couple, and of course, during his career, he, when I say couple, duet is the word for it. He went on to have other folks, but boy, it all started with this one, a #1 song in '78. Every time two fools collide, then they get married, and then the police have to come over after they quit arguing. They just can't help themselves sometimes. That was a huge song, and went on to have others there with her. I feel sorry for anyone who isn't me tonight. Boy, that didn't leave much to the imagination, did it? Oh. 1986, who made the cover of TV Guide? You were somebody back in the day if you finally made it to that cover, and it would be none other than MacGyver that made it to the cover there.
That's right.
Him and his bubble
That was a good
gums.
show.
He just didn't like guns.
Yeah,
You know,
he could save somebody's life with anything.
He could, but if you really pay attention to that show, it made a statement. It was anti-gun. It was for removal of guns back in the day, and they kind of blended it in where you didn't pay attention.
Really?
Good, think back. Did he ever pick up a gun when the bad guy was after him? Nope. He used a piece of bubble gum to go get him. And it was all about don't use a gun, is what that show was. Makes you go,
Yeah.
He doesn't look like that now.
I didn't think of it like that, but yeah.
That's exactly what that show was. 92. This was funny. It was a great little comedy show. Who remembers watching Night Court? It ended on this date.
What's the blonde's name? Didn't she pass? I don't know if she passed.
You
away.
got me on that one, Candace, for 20.
I want to say her first name was Marley, but I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. But anyway.
I hadn't seen really any of these people in any movie since then.
But that was a pretty funny show.
It was.
It was funny.
Night Court. Who knows what goes on? 1994, I remember when this come out, it swept the area. Everybody called and wanted to hear this song. This was back when people actually called radio stations. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But Tim McGraw had the #1 song today with Don't Take the Girl.
I like that
Taking
song.
him fishing.
I heard it the other day, as a matter of fact. It's good. Marky Post is the girl's name.
It is?
She might. I don't know if she passed away.
We got some smart folks, you hear me? That y'all know it at the drop of a hat of whose name was. I would not have known that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Helen Daniel watching us from Lakeland, Florida. Appreciate
Yes.
that.
Yes.
A lot of people knew this Marky woman. Huh. Let's see here. Back in 2013, we would lose a great lady, and she was a great actress. She couldn't sing. She did try in the opening credits, and we would all go, "Ooh, that's awful." It was. All in the Family's Jean Stapleton passed away back in 13 on this date. Her and Orochi, it was the way she said it.
Edith.
Edith?
She's Edith and Archie. Yeah. She was funny.
It captured a moment in America when that show was famous there.
That show was just, it was funny.
That's how.
I loved watching that and the Jeffersons. And
Yep.
then, of course, they blended the two. Kind of every now and then, George Jefferson would be a guest on the show.
Sure would.
Like his neighbor at one time.
Enjoyed all of those.
Yes.
And the sitcoms, well, they're not as what they used to be anymore.
No.
So much politicalness thrown into
I
things.
know.
Whew. No,
Ruined
look,
it for all of us.
They did. More of the way with Scotty Ray and Candace. Y'all stay close with us.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
Rockhouse Gun and Pawn is having a 10-year anniversary celebration blowout. Absolutely no sales tax on used firearms. 25% off all gun cleaning and gun care accessories. And a free box of ammo with every purchase of a new Glock pistol. 50% off all pawn electronics. 50% off on pawn tools. 25% off on all jewelry. Huge markdowns throughout the store. It's the Rockhouse 10-year anniversary celebration blowout. 5430 Highway 19 North.
A police officer called to tell me that my husband had been killed in a car accident. I didn't know what I was going to do. That's when a friend told me to call Richard Schwartz.
Losing a loved one is always devastating. I'm glad we were there during this difficult time.
Welcome back, Scotty Ray and Candace. Tuesday morning, I keep wanting so bad to say it's Monday.
I know. It feels like Monday to me.
Have you ever been on a date that you suspected that maybe your date stole something from you? Maybe? You ever had one of them instances?
No, I haven't.
Anybody ever taken your false teeth?
No, no, not yet.
Well, it happened to a Missouri woman. She's 30 years old, and she went out and she hooked up with this old boy that she found on, I think it was the Tinder app. Oh, wait a minute. No, she found him on Facebook. Went out on a date. What does he do? Well, he steals her teeth.
Now,
turns out,
did he need teeth himself?
Could have, but he's a convicted felon, and she was giving him that a boy there, giving him a second chance.
Yeah, well, I don't have false teeth, but if I did have false teeth, there's two things you better not ever take from me.
Well,
my makeup and my teeth. Well, my makeup and my teeth.
I'm trying to get a visual here.
Yeah.
Now think with me real hard here. Where on the date would she have taken out her teeth so that he could have taken them? Wouldn't you let your teeth in?
Right. Of course, I mean, I guess people take them out at night.
Well, was this like they spend the night together and it was a romantic moment and he slipped away in the middle of the night with her teeth?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, you just can't trust criminals these days, can you?
They don't get a second chance. You take your teeth, that's it for you.
You know, for anybody that's thinking of looking up like farmers only or convicts only, there's a good chance they're going to do it again. Yeah.
Goodness.
Some things you just got to know about. That's just a warning there as we pass along that information there.
Recently released convict.
Yeah, buddy. Let's see here.
That'd be the number one. choice.
This next story, we go to Los Angeles, California. I hate it happened, but somebody was shot and killed. The coroner, somehow or another, had the body cremated. Well, the lady went on to say it was her son. He was murdered, and that she didn't like that, and it went against her beliefs to have cremation. Right. She has sued Los Angeles, and she has won. $445,000 is now being given her for them cremating the body. Maybe if I were on the other side of this, I would see it differently, but I just see that as excessive. It wasn't done intentionally. It was a mistake. You're gone.
I don't know, though. I don't know. I mean,
you lean toward her way.
Well, I mean, if somebody doesn't give you the go ahead to do something like that,
it was an accident.
Would be
totally.
Well, yeah, but that's a bad one.
But
that's a bad accident.
But they're passed away. So, am I looking at it?
Yeah, because that's. I mean, some people who don't believe in cremation, they don't like that. That would be devastating to them.
Look, ever since I watched that episode of The Dukes of Hazzard when Boss Hogg had that crematory, I don't want that done.
Well, I'm fine with it. I mean, I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with cremation, but some people who do have a problem with it, it could be devastating to them that their loved one, that they didn't get to, view them and. I mean, I don't know.
But a lawsuit and that much money?
Yeah, I don't know.
I still lean toward,
if it was my child now, I don't know. I would be upset.
Candace parts ways with my way of thinking this morning.
I
Y'all
would
write it
upset.
down. I just don't agree with that. But
yeah.
Let's see what's happening elsewise. They're really finding out at the White House there's numbers dropping. Well, Joe wants to take away your guns now. That people are really concerned over gas prices, and it keeps driving. That really and truly, that's faster than gun control of causing separation in the United States of someone not voting for you. You go to hurting their wallet, they're not going to vote for you again.
Right.
It's climbing. Inflation
we were discussing
rolls.
gas prices this morning. As a matter of fact, we were looking at. If you have a card, sometimes people put it on a card and they pay it at the end of the month.
Right.
So we were discussing the balance on the card, and he was like, most of that's gas. I'm like, what? I mean, it is ridiculous how much we're spending in gas now. I mean, you think about you filling up your car, and it's $100 every time you fill up.
Oh. I had a quart of a tank, and it still cost me $94.
Yeah. It's crazy. And are the pumps shutting off after a certain amount, and then you have to
Depends upon where you buy gas.
Okay.
Some don't. Mine would have let me go on up to 200 yesterday. It really wanted more. Come on, give me
some
more.
of them won't, though.
Don't you have some gas
to
cans
re-enter
back
your
there?
card again.
Yeah, it's a $50 cutoff.
Yeah.
That's put on stores that usually had problems with people pumping gas and running off.
Right.
That's where that come from. Let's see here. Tim said he'd have a problem with that if he got $425,000. I can see his point on that. I don't know if the murder case was solved. It didn't go into that. That's a good way of putting that. As we look back at some of the comments across this, where did we have somebody watching from Georgia this morning?
Where was the?
I don't know. I lost track of that.
Yeah.
Just glancing there.
Yeah. Where was it? I'll find it. Blairsville, Georgia.
Salute.
We have Tim Smith. Good morning.
Yeah, glad you're watching. Yeah. Let's see what's happening today as inflation soars. 8.3% there on inflation as we look back at that. That's a lot. Average price per gallon, write it down, $4.62. And I know in some areas it's higher than that. That's a lot of money.
It is.
Wayne LaPierre has gone back in as the head of the NRA. The left are going, well, there's not going to be anything any different. Of course there's not. He's going to stay in charge there. iPhone 14. Do you get a new phone every time they do this?
No, I don't. If my phone starts acting up or going crazy and not working right, then I'll get a new phone.
I think I've been paying on this 11 that I've got for the past 2 years or
I have
3.
an 11. That's what I have.
Yeah. I'm getting the good out of it. As we look at this, the new 14 is getting ready to come out. And what the new feature is, as you've got this like this, see how that lights up? They're going to make it now to where that stays lit all the time, where you can see the time without having to touch the screen.
Oh.
That's one of the features. I don't know what else it has, but that's one of the features.
But if you put it by your bedside, that's going to be distracting to you trying to go to sleep. I'm telling you. I don't like mine lit up over there. I have to tap it and make it go off.
Good point.
Yeah.
I use mine as my alarm now. I've done
Yeah, I do
away with
too.
that little ugly clock.
Yeah, I do too. I use mine as an alarm. So.
And it goes off regardless.
Blow you out of the bed. I have mine all the way up, the loudness of it.
Mine sent me a text yesterday and said, hey, do you know that tomorrow's a holiday? Do you want to turn off your alarm? And I had to ignore it.
Oh, really?
Let's see what else we've got this morning here. Across the nation, the numbers that we're seeing there are 26 people in the United States that were killed over the weekend with different crimes that happened. It's going to be interesting to see what we've got with drunk driver cases across this. Are you studied up on this, on the monkeypox, or do you know much about it?
I've looked at pictures of it. That's about it. I know that several years ago there was a case in like a northern part of the United States. I think there was a case of it. So
the WHO, which is the World Health Organization, is saying that they do not predict this to be a pandemic style type thing. They think it's going to be curbed. Do we all trust what they have to say? Probably not, but that's their comments. It won't turn into a pandemic, is what the World Health Organization is saying so far there.
I question a lot on this, though, in my mind.
Well, there's a lot of, there's a political reasons that get thrown
because,
in.
I mean, how do you, I don't know that the lab monkey truck wreck a while back didn't have something to do with this. I don't know that. I think that's odd that happened. I mean, how many times do you hear of a truck with lab monkeys in it, and then next thing you know, you got the monkeypox.
Yeah.
But and then don't they already have a vaccine
yes,
for it?
they do have a vaccine.
That was
for
quick.
It. Could have had it all along. I don't know. I've never heard of, but me myself have never heard of a monkeypox until 2 weeks ago.
Well, I had not really either. Other than when I looked it up, it was talking about there was a case years back. Mm-hmm.
Joyce is smart. She says she uses her phone at 6:30, so she won't miss me every day. Thank you. Appreciate that. Sad news as we go to the NFL. We always hate to see this. The Arizona Cardinals cornerback was killed in a car wreck in Dallas, Texas over the weekend. Jeff Gladney died. He was only 25 years old. Car wrecks take lives. So horrible on that one there. Let's see here. When someone is bad and they keep doing the same crime, sometimes judges will step up and give them what they ought to. A guy that just kept stripping cars, taking hubcaps, tires, he got his due, 10 years in prison. Glad to see that. And the tie on all this is, how did he get his information? Where did he go to get the most and the best cars? Turns out his girlfriend worked for the Department of Motor Vehicles. She's going to be charged also. Rump, row, not good there. Yeah. So off to jail he goes for 10 years for doing that. The sad part is, and I know that a lot of people, we talk about prison a lot. I don't have the answer to this. There needs to be a prison reform in some shape, form, or way, because a lot of times they go to prison and they learn more about crime than they do about rehabilitation, because they're around others that have. I don't know the answer. I just know that it is a problem to where they get to fine-tune their craft by the time they get out.
Right.
That's a fact. That does happen. I think a lot of us know that does go on. Something to keep in mind there. Yeah. Maybe you need something clean today. If you do, I want you to talk to our friends. They do a fine job at this. Goblin Cleaning Service. There's a lot of folks that help them here. They even got drones in the air with power washers. It's something else to watch, as you'll see this Goblin taking care of any tall building you got. They do it with their equipment or with that drone. Get it all cleaned up. Get any window. No windows too high.
Yeah, we didn't have much of a spring, but now everybody's still trying to clean. So
that's correct. As we get it there. From your roofs, and we got several different styles of roofs to look at. Latest equipment, Fleet Wash, and they do this. It's low pressure. It's not going to damage your concrete either. This won't take hunks of your concrete out. It's going to make it smooth and make it look new again. Gives it that bright, fresh look from windows to even get your porches done, so you won't slip. Steps, they become, and if you don't have that grid on there like these don't, that becomes like just a spillway.
It's like glass. It's so slick.
That's a better word for it.
Yeah, it is. It's dangerous.
See them, billboard signs, all of this is done with roofs that make it look new again. See them, Goblin Cleaning Services, 253-8262 is the number to call. They'll help you out there and get you going. Once again, visit with them.
As the days get hotter, Sanders Gas reminds you to get your air conditioner tuned up. Sanders Gas can repair or replace your whole unit, whichever you need. Talk to Sanders about a tankless water heater now and never run out of hot water. Find out how easy and affordable it is to cook on gas stoves. And those backyard barbecues are coming. Don't run out of gas. Get yours refilled today. Sanders Gas, since 1946, 611 26th Avenue South, 601-693-4054.
It's just as important for a family to have their yard mowed before a birthday party as it is for someone to get hay out of the field before rain comes. They're both that important to us.
Dealing with parish is not just a product, it's the people that are there to help you. They're kind of like family, and it's just kind of like having another partner out here on my land.
I got the most difficult phone call you could ever receive. My husband had been in a car accident. He was hit and killed by a distracted driver.
Mary, losing a loved one is always devastating. I'm glad we were there during this difficult time.
We are so close to the top of the hour, 8:55. We've got 5 minutes left to tell you about what's going on in the communities. Glad y'all chose us to get your headlines this morning.
This hour flew by.
Indeed, always. As we look around, as you get ready for your summer vacations, and a few people will still be able to make them, but shortages, expect this. This is all across the board. Not enough workers to take care of people that are going to be on the American highways. Whether you're staying at a hotel, they're going to be short of cleaning staff. And people are worried about this, and that's where campers come involved, where people are going, got my own stuff. I don't have to worry about a maid having to wait on her to get into my room.
Right. But then you're going to probably have a hard time getting a camping spot the more people have campers, you know. So.
It is. But expect that airports all the way across, the cleaning people that work on this. America got used to getting a check and not doing anything for it there with that extra cash that was sent out. Not so much Mississippi, but other places that happened there. Someone, you mentioned the camper there a minute ago, a California dad who his house was destroyed by a wildfire. Him and his kids have been living in a tent because they had nowhere else to go. The Good Samaritan has donated them a camper to live in until their home is rebuilt.
That's nice.
The closest that we probably know about it to our area would be the Great Smoky Mountains when we had that huge fire there that so many people lost their homes. Fires are dangerous and they just take away everything. Let's see here. What's happening in Oklahoma? Whoop, whoop. Don't be sending pictures and having an affair with students. An Oklahoma teacher has found that out. She's found herself in hot water. She will probably go to jail. She sent him a text and said, hey, here's a picture of me. I heard a rumor that you like me.
A 28-year-old sending pictures to a 16-year-old, man. Really?
It's hard to filter that through your mind that someone would do that.
Lord.
Yeah. She's going to be having problems there.
It's probably a mad mama after her, I would think.
Oh yeah, Mama's going to hurt her.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is happening this morning. China has finally lifted the lockdown. Those folks have been locked up for 2 months, and they meant it. They even put chain link fences down the streets in China to where you couldn't get out of your home. You were trapped, basically. But they're starting.
How would they have gotten? I think some people were hungry and starving, weren't they? I think that's what I'd read. I think that's what I'd read, but goodness. Yeah.
So there you go. That's some of the headlines that are happening this morning across America. And we did say condolences in L.A. as a police officer died, had a spinal injury in training. And it was catastrophic, and he's lost his life. They've investigated it so that it won't happen to other officers that are training. But bad situation there.
Yes.
We're at the end of our time. We're going to be on top of anything that goes on today throughout the day of headlines. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all those great places. And we'll be back right here tomorrow morning live on the television and all that good stuff. See you again.
That's right, 8 a.m. Hope you can join us tomorrow. And we always appreciate your comments and enjoy being with you every day. So,
go ahead and reach over and turn your air conditioner down because it's going to be 91 today.
Goodness. Might want to get out early and get your yard work done.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We'll see you back tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Scotty Ray and Candace.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: